Hello, everybody, and welcome back to me talking about things. The thing that we're going to be talking about today is the Avengers Doomsday cast announcement. I'm about a week late to this, but I am excited for the movie and I just want to share some thoughts. So, let's do it. Okay, so if you didn't watch it, the Avengers Doomsday cast announcement was announced via live stream. It was about a 5-hour live stream, and I just had it on in the background while I went about my day. I saw a lot of people complaining about like Marvel not being sensitive to our time, and that it was just like a slow reveal for some names that they just didn't care about. I personally had fun with it. I liked just having it on in the background, and then whenever theme music would kick up, I would get excited and I would pay attention to and just wait for the announced name. I saw a lot of people, just not happy with how they did it, which admittedly it was maybe not the most exciting thing they could have done, but people were saying, they would wait hours and it would just be a name that they didn't care about, which one I feel is, even if you don't care about the character, one I feel saying that is disrespectful to the actor, and two, just don't watch the live stream. So I was excited through all of it. I think people complaining, I don't know, maybe it was expectations too high, maybe my expectations were low. Didn't realize that Marvel was doing something like this, until I woke up, and then I got a notification saying that they were going live. So maybe it was just because I didn't have any expectations at all, but I thought it was an interesting thing to do. We got some pretty big names and character announcements, so let's rattle them off. Okay, so I have my notes pulled up here, and what I've done is I've divided the names into sections. Like, it's not in order to how they announce the names during the live stream, but it is all of the names in the live stream. So I have more individual characters. I have and then I have it set up in teams. So individual characters are first. So after individuals, I have the Thunderbolts, the X-Men, and the Fantastic Four. Okay, so the first name on the list, and actually the first person to be announced, was Chris Hemsworth as Thor. Now, of course, the last time we saw Chris Hemsworth as Thor, it was in Thor: Love and Thunder, which has been critiqued severely, but we last saw him in that movie, and he now has a daughter, so maybe that daughter will show up. I think she was like Eternity or something, or like she has Eternity in her. I don't remember. I liked it when it came out, and I'm just not going to rewatch it because I have fond memories of it. So okay, the next name was Paul Rudd as Ant-Man. Again, last saw Ant-Man fighting Kang in Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, which again I had fun with. A lot of people don't like it. I have fun with most every Marvel movie. But yeah, I'm excited to see Paul Rudd again. I think he's really good as Scott Lang. No mention of Wasp throughout the live stream. I don't know if Evangeline Lilly is just done or what, but maybe that's a Secret Wars thing. Okay, next we have Anthony Mackie as Captain America. We just saw him in Captain America Brave New World earlier this year, which I had fun with. It does have problems. They should not have shown Red Hulk through any of the trailers. Hair on my mic. Anyway, yeah, they should not have shown Red Hulk through any of the trailers. I think that not knowing Red Hulk was going to be in there would have made the movie so much better. Pardon. After Anthony Mackie's Captain America, we have Danny Ramirez as Falcon, who we also saw in Brave New World. Spoilers for Brave New World, but last time we saw him, he was in a hospital bed. I think he is like okay, but we'll see what kind of how if that progresses at all. I don't know. But I did really enjoy Danny Ramirez as Falcon. He's very charming, and he's just fun. And he looks like he makes the character look like the character's having fun. The next name was Letitia Wright, playing Shuri / Black Panther. We haven't seen Shuri since Wakanda Forever. I think I remember really enjoying that movie. The soundtrack and sound design I remember being very good. I liked her as Black Panther, so I'm very excited to see what they do. Next in the same kind of realm is Winston Duke as M'Baku, who, again, we haven't seen since Wakanda Forever. I don't really remember a whole lot of what he did in that movie. But Winston Duke is great, so yeah, I'm excited to see what they do. I kind of hope they start leaning more into the gorilla side of his look. I kind of want like beefy white gorilla, like more fur, get more gorilla features like on a mask or something. Okay, the next person, and I'm so sorry, I'm gonna mispronounce this so hard, is Tenoch Huerta as Namor. I'm so sorry that I completely butchered your name. I really liked you as Namor. Yeah, I think Namor was a really good villain, and I'll be very excited to see him interact with other heroes, and see maybe some of the members of the Illuminati from the comics kind of start to tangle and, Illuminati stuff. I want them to do Illuminati stuff. Okay, the next name on the list is another one that I'm very excited for because we haven't seen him since his own movie. It's Simu Liu as Shang-Chi. Great movie. I think that was definitely one of the best ones since Endgame. I think he's super good as Shang-Chi. I think he really brings the martial arts. I don't know too much about Shang-Chi in the comics, but Simu Liu has been... he was very, very good as Shang-Chi, and I really enjoy that movie. And I really enjoy the behind-the-scenes that they added to Disney Plus on Shang-Chi. If you haven't seen any of the behind-the-scenes stuff that they have on Disney Plus, which they have for like every movie and show after Endgame, I advise you to check it out, because especially if you're into filmmaking, because it is very interesting, and you see a lot of interesting things they do. It's just very informative, and it's very cool to see how everything comes to life. Okay, so the last name of the kind of miscellaneous, not really grouped people, was a crazy shock to me, because I thought this dude was done. The music started to kick in during the live stream, and I got up and I was like, oh my god, I went crazy. It's Tom Hiddleston as Loki. At the end of season 2, he was holding all the timelines together. He's fully reformed. He's holding the timelines together. He's sitting down in his chair. He's got the timelines in an Yggdrasil god tree looking thing. And a lot of people are saying that he's the god of stories. It makes sense that if it's going to be the multiverse is falling apart kind of thing, that he would be there, but I wasn't expecting him to be, and I'm very excited to see Loki again, especially if Thor from the main timeline can interact with this Loki, and to see his brother again. I think that'd be
very sick.
Okay, now we're on to the grouped heroes, or in this case, the grouped villains. It's the Thunderbolts. This makes me a little sad because Thunderbolts comes out on May 2nd, which is like, I mean, at this point, it's just over a month. And it kind of spoils the movie. Yeah, it kind of spoils the movie, and maybe these people will die, and it'll be variants of them, but I doubt it. Okay, so the first on the Thunderbolts lineup is, of course, Sebastian Stan as Bucky Barnes. He looks pretty cool in the Thunderbolts trailer so far. It looks like he's kind of doing some Winter Soldier stuff, but he's also a member of Congress now. So I don't know what they're going to do, but he looks good. I can't say too much about where he's at right now because Thunderbolts isn't out. Yeah, so after Bucky, it's Florence Pugh as Yelena Belova. Every time she pops up, it's a lot of fun. I think she's really good, and I think it's a good successor to Black Widow. I like the Black Widow movie a lot more than other people do. It did come out at a not good time. Definitely should have come out after Civil War. But I have a lot of fun with it, and I think seeing Yelena really start to interact with all of these more like less grounded people, I think that'll be interesting. And I think that'll go for all of these really. But the next name is Lewis Pullman as Sentry. We have not seen a whole lot of him. It looks like from the Thunderbolts trailer that they're going to be doing. I think he's called the Void. And he looks scary and pretty cool. So I'm excited to see Marvel's answer to Superman in the MCU and see him punch Doom in the face, maybe. Okay, the next name is David Harbour as Red Guardian, who is also in Black Widow, and really fun. I love David Harbour. He's great in everything. Stranger Things, yeah, Black Widow. He was recently Frankenstein and Creature Commandos, which, if you haven't seen Creature Commandos, it's the first project of the new DC universe, and it's really good. But yeah, David Harbour, Red Guardian, very fun. I'm excited to see him and the Winter Soldier interact. Okay, so the next name is Hannah John Kamen as Ghost. Last time we saw Ghost was way back in Ant-Man and the Wasp. I don't really remember what was going on with her. I know that I liked her costume, and they completely changed it for Thunderbolts. But again, interesting that they would bring her back, and hopefully she'll interact with some cosmic characters and just let her like leave. I think it's super interesting to take characters that you just really don't ever see together, or like you think, how could they ever meet, and then put them together. Okay, and the last name that I forgot to write down, but I did remember, was what's his name? Oh God, the last name for the Thunderbolts was Wyatt Russell as U.S. Agent, who we haven't seen since Captain America. Or no, not Captain. Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Yeah, we haven't seen him since Falcon and the Winter Soldier, when he went crazy and killed a dude with the Captain America shield, and then became U.S. Agent. But he will be in the Thunderbolts, and I think he's a very interesting character, and I would love to see him interact with people, like way outside of his realm. I just think stuff like that is super interesting. Okay, so at this point in the live stream, it had been like 4 hours. of waiting for like huge announcements, and in between there were like some sprinkled in, like Tom Hiddleston as Loki. But after a while, it got to the really, really big stuff. So next we are talking about the X-Men. Now, the first name mentioned for the X-Men was Kelsey Grammer as Beast, who we actually did see very recently in a post-credit scene for The Marvels. Now, I don't know if it's going to be the same Beast. I hope it is. It would make sense that it would be the same Beast because Monica Rambeau is in that universe with him. And I guess she's got to get back to her own universe somehow. But I hope it is the same Beast simply because the design they had was perfect. I'll show it up somewhere on here on this side, I guess. But yeah, I'm very excited for that. We got a lot of legacy characters coming in. The next name was Patrick Stewart, Professor X, who of course we did see in Multiverse of Madness. He got killed by Wanda. But I'm very excited to see another iteration of him, another variant. Maybe it'll be like the Days of Future Past variants. Like maybe it's all Fox X-Men or just completely separate universe with the same faces. I don't know, but seeing him and Kelsey Grammer Beast back is very, very interesting. And to see them with this next name is also very interesting because I thought there was no shot this next guy was coming back. Okay, so the next name after Patrick Stewart was a big surprise. It's Ian McKellen as Magneto. Which that was a surprise simply because he's way older, and I don't know. I felt like maybe he wouldn't. I mean, I don't know the guy, but maybe he wouldn't be super interested in something like this. But I guess he saw all of his buddies coming back and wanted to join, and I'm very excited that he is. And I hope that it's more comic accurate clothing for him this time because I do think he looks good as Magneto. But yeah, very exciting. Okay, the next name is another legacy X-Men from the old movies. It is Rebecca Romijn as Mystique. I don't really have too many thoughts on this. I think it's really cool. I need to rewatch those movies with her in it because my Mystique was Jennifer Lawrence. So yeah, I will have to go back and rewatch those movies to really get an appreciation for Rebecca Romijn's Mystique. But it is exciting still. Okay, this next one means so much to me. I think it's crazy that they are bringing him back, especially because he declined coming back after X2. But it is Alan Cumming as Nightcrawler. For me, Nightcrawler is probably my favorite X-Men. If I were to play an X-Men, it would be between Nightcrawler and Cyclops. But Alan Cumming is just perfect as Nightcrawler. I've really grown to appreciate him and the look that they give him. And also theater legend, like Cabaret, other things that I'm not educated on. But yeah, it just seems like he's a really good actor. And I'm very excited to see him back as Nightcrawler. And hopefully they give him the suit. I want everyone to have the suits. Give everybody all of them. All of the accurate suits. Okay, the next one was one that I felt like was probably going to happen, especially after all of these previous X-Men announcements. Um, but it's James Marsden as Cyclops. Uh, I think Cyclops is so underdone in the movies. Ty Sheridan and James Marsden, I think they both look really good as Cyclops. But the characters just aren't ever what Cyclops like is. And he's represented so well in X-Men 97. Anyway, I'm very excited to see James Marsden back as Cyclops. Cyclops is one of my favorite characters. I think he's very interesting. He can be he's always a hero to the X-Men, but sometimes a villain to the Avengers, and I think it's super interesting. I think a lot of things are super interesting. Have you gathered that from this? They do when things do things, it's interesting. And the last one is Channing Tatum as Gambit. Channing Tatum has been wanting to play Gambit for the longest time and finally got a chance in Deadpool and Wolverine, and he was definitely one of the main highlights in that movie. I'm very excited to see him interact as a new actor when it comes to an actor who just really got into it with the old actors from the older movies. Yeah, but he was amazing in Deadpool. I'm sure he'll be great in this one. The only thing I will say is that it feels like because he was so successful in Deadpool and Wolverine, everyone loved him so much that maybe they just off the cuff kind of decided to write him in, which does scare me a little bit. But maybe they were just coordinating the whole thing, and yeah, maybe it'll be cool. Okay, and the last one, the last group is the Fantastic Four. So we have Ebon Moss-Bachrach, sorry if I mispronounced that, as the Thing, Joseph Quinn as the Human Torch, Vanessa Kirby as Invisible Woman, and Pedro Pascal as Mr. Fantastic. I'm so excited for the Fantastic Four First Steps movie. The trailer looks awesome. I think all their suits look great. I think trying to nail down that 60s aesthetic was so smart, because that's kind of like, the time period when they started to show up in comics. And I love the Fantastic Four. I think they're my favorite Marvel team. They might be my favorite comic book team. I don't know. It's a toss-up between them and Justice League, or the Teen Titans. Yeah, they're one of my favorite Marvel teams. The last Fantastic Four movie was not great, and none of them have been amazing. But just the simple trailer that we got, I think looks so good, and I can't wait to see them interact with everyone else in this movie. But the last name that I will mention, he came out right at the very end, and it was expected. It was Robert Downey Jr.'s Dr. Doom. I don't know how I feel about RDJ back in general, or as Doom. I think it would be better if maybe it was someone else. But I guess we'll just wait for the story to come out. Yeah, I just don't know. I like to let things rest once they're done. Like let Sony just kind of go. But maybe it'll work out. He's a great actor, so we'll see. Should they have cast a Romanian actor? Probably. Okay, so those are all the names. I'm very excited. I think there are some characters left out in this, either intentionally to wait for them in Secret Wars, or they're just leaving out names so that the whole cast isn't spoiled for Doomsday. Because no Spider-Man, no Moon Knight, no Blade, but there will probably never be Blade. No Cassie Lang, no Miss Marvel, no Kate Bishop. There's a lot of names missing. Did I say Spider-Man? I was really expecting Tom Holland to be on here, but I think he's filming The Odyssey. So, yeah, I don't know. Real quick, I'm just gonna list off. I think some characters are probably going to die. I would say, M'Baku, maybe David Harbour, Red Guardian, maybe Ghost. Yeah. Maybe Bucky. I feel like a Bucky death in Secret Wars would make people go crazy. But yeah. Anyway, yeah, this is kind of panning out to be a little bit of an Avengers versus the X-Men film with the Fantastic Four sprinkled in. So I'm very excited. Let me know your thoughts on the matter. Thank you for watching. Just a reminder, I'm writing a book. If you like zombies and sibling relationships and being a little sad, then stay tuned for Caterpillar. Yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna head out. So, thanks for watching. Bye.